I was pretty hesitant at first to try Lorcana. I don't know if I exactly wanted to play it or not. But a good friend of mine was like, give it a shot. Doesn't hurt. So I did. And I love it. It's brand new. You know the characters. Probably grew up on the Disney characters. I'm actually hoping they do like a Darkwing Duck in the future because I love Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
I looked at decks that were kind of good, really good, and just sort of experimented. Spoke with my friend about it too. We were like, let's just form an Emerald Ruby deck based on what I had access to. So the first step I did was buy a starter deck on Twitter, of all places. I initially bought the cards for the starter deck, just the starter deck, like no pack at all. It was paper, the way that it's packaged. And then I kind of grabbed singles from the LCS that I go to. Shout out to 88 Card House. And then I was lucky enough to get packs at Target. I caught a restock and I was able to get 8 packs. I should have bought more. But yeah. Needless to say though, I've been pretty thankful for it. I'll try not to make this video too long. However, I do want to get the full experience of what I've been going through. So I bought the starter deck for like $15 shipped. So that's about like $10 for the deck and then $5 for shipping. And I was on Twitter, trusted person, I know him. I got the deck and I was looking at it and I was like, all right, I need to upgrade this. So I got the red and emerald deck. You can technically get any deck. Starter decks are great because essentially those cards in starter decks are also available in booster packs. They're, 60 cards. You're ready to go. But it's still not 100% just yet. I just realized this deck has been shuffled because I was at the LCS on Friday night. So I will spend some time going over cards and separating them real quick so I can share how I got there. Goofy, by the way, was not easy to get. I know Pongo is in a starter deck. Shield of Virtue, starter deck. Work with what you have. Don't focus on what you don't have. My good friend told me that. It's a good way to like start to get into TCG, I'm basically in like a honeymoon phase and like this honeymoon hasn't cost me a crap ton of money, so that's okay. And we all know how honeymoons can cost a lot. I do want to admit that I like emerald playstyle a little bit more. It's kind of like a speed race almost, and a little bit of disruption. Like you get to kind of make your opponent do things they might not normally do at all. When you have cards laid out, you can see it better. Of course, it's not exactly clear, but there you go. So I'll start with what I currently have as the easiest. I do have my 1 costs Minnie Mouse. It's a 1 strength and 3 willpower. Essentially your attack and your defense. 1 ink. It's also inkable. That's what the border around means. It's inkable. If it had a border without, then it would not be inkable, like that card. So, inkable, 1 cost. I play 4 of these. I actually got my second foil from another pack that I got this LCS, so that was kind of cool. It's kind of like pimp your deck with the foil cards, but they do the same thing. Are they more powerful? playing foil cards? It's like, maybe. Who knows? Psychology while you're playing the TCG. Got 4 Duke of Wesselton, 2 strength, 2 willpower, 1 cost, and it's also inkable. I also forgot to mention that it's 1 lore. So these are essentially cards that I play in the beginning. I thought about playing Sergeant Tibbs. It's basically the red color version of Duke of Wesselton. Now, I'm not an expert at the TCG, so I'm just experimenting, having fun with it. I did have a whole bunch of Sergeant Tibbs. It's like, should I play these instead of Mini? But I don't know, Mini feels comfortable. Reasoning behind Mini is that she has 1 more defense, and if another player is playing a 2/2, then they'll be able to survive a little bit longer. It's all about my characters being able to survive. And worst case scenario, if I don't want to play the card, I can just ink it. So those are my 1/1s characters. Then we got Shield of Virtue. So this one specifically is a 1 inkable card. It requires 3 ink to ready a chosen character, but they can't quest for the rest of the turn. I don't know if I like it. I've been pretty much inking this card the whole time. It does add value though. It is good, but I don't know if I want to keep it in my deck forever. Maybe, but definitely good to keep 2 of those in my deck. And again, those came with the starter deck. I believe the Duke of Wesselton came in the starter deck as well. So did the Sergeant Tibbs. I could be wrong. I'm just going based off memory. I bought the starter deck maybe I want to say like 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. I should have made this video earlier, but here I am, late to the party. Alright, we got 4 LeFleurs. Decent card. 2 ink. It's also inkable. 2 willpower. 2 strength. 1 lore. However, when I play this character, I can ready a chosen character. And they can't quest for the rest of the turn. So it's kind of like Shield of Virtue, except Shield of Virtue is an item card. This is a character, so it's kind of like a 1 turn availability kind of thing. And I got 4 of them, so it's kind of like 4 of these, except it's like you have to ink it. I mean, play it, not item it. I know English, I know words. We got 1 Cruella de Vil. This came in the starter deck. It's a foil card. It's a good card to have. 1 strength, 3 willpower, 2 ink cost, and it's also inkable. When this character is challenged and banished, you may return chosen character to the player's hand. So it doesn't have to necessarily be the opponent's character. It could be my character if I want to return to my hand. It's also 1 ink as well. Pretty cool. I like it. I like that disruption of like, if you challenge my character, then you gotta make a decision. Well, I do. Got 2 Flynn Riders. I do want to get 2 more. It's tough to find, but this is chef's kiss. Great card. 2 ink, 1 attack, 2 defense, 1 strength, 2 willpower. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card. So in order to kill this character, you need to discard a card in your hand, not mine, because it's my character. And then you can go through with the attack. 2 lore as well, so that's really strong. Early game is pretty much this type of deck. I'm trying to find like a fast way to get to 20 lore as soon as possible. It's basically the name of the game for Lorcana. We got 2 cost Aladdin. He's like my mini Cusco.
No touchy. No touchy. No touch.
He has the ability Ward, so they can't choose this character except challenge. I believe the only character or the only card that can really do damage on this is Be Prepared, which banishes all characters. So this card specifically is kind of like a filler until I get 4 Cuscos, because Cusco is a really nice green card. And then we got Mergara, 2 ink, inkable, 2 strength, 1 willpower. And her ability is when you play this character, chosen character gets 2 strength this turn, also 1 ink. I forgot to mention, same thing for Aladdin, it's 1 ink, 1 lore. Terminology I'm still getting used to. It's 2 ink as well, and it's also inkable. Probably going to end up replacing these eventually. Very situational kind of cards, but we're getting to the meaty stuff of the deck. 4 Peter Pan, evasive, 3 ink, and it's inkable. 3 strength, 2 willpower, and it's 1 lore. So I like evasive styles. I feel my opponents have been having a difficulty with evasives the past few weeks that I've been playing at the LCS, and it's cool. I like it. I've won a few games, so it's clutch. I don't know. I like it. I feel like evasive is kind of like my style. It's fun. Get to fly away and not have to worry about anything, except for like item cards and other stuff like that. They're kind of so tricky. It's a simple game, but man, it gets so nuanced and fun. We got Jasper, 3 ink, also inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower. A little bit of a stronger defense card, but it's 1 lore, and whenever the character quests, I can choose the opposing character and they can't quest for the next turn. So it's good when you're trying to win the race and you don't want them to quest too. So definitely a good card to have in my deck. I was thinking about getting Cheshire Cat. It's another card that like you basically banish the opposing character if they attack and kill that cat. But Jasper feels like I can kind of win the race too. We got 3 Mothers Know Best. This was also in the starter deck. Return chosen character to the player's hand. This is not inkable. So this is a great card. I can return my character or I can return the opposing character. So definitely has won me some games. So nothing to not boast about. And then our last 3 ink card is Aladdin. This is also in the starter deck. I did get 4 copies, a playset. So it's always a good thing to have a playset of decks so that if you ever want to change things up, you can switch 4 cards in and out. We got Aladdin. I was thinking about playing Big Aladdin, but I don't know. A foil version is available in the starter deck, but I made a trade and got another card. But I also got this from a deck, from a booster pack. So I can use this Aladdin in Shift if I really wanted to, but it's tricky. I'm still thinking about maybe I play this or not, but we'll see. Essentially what Big Aladdin does, it's a 7 ink cost card. I never really go past 6 ink when I'm playing, so it's like, do I really want to play this in my deck? I don't know. It's a really strong card though. I love this. 5 strength, 5 defense, and you can shift it by 5. So that's the only reason I would play is if I can shift it. No other reason to use it in my deck. During your turn, if I challenge the character, they lose. Sorry, I apologize. If I challenge another character and they are banished, then they lose 2 lore, and then I gain 2 lore. You can also quest with 2 if you really wanted to, but it's kind of better to challenge and banish a character, so that way you're still winning the race, but they're also losing the race in a negative aspect. I like it. It's a good card. I don't know if I can afford to keep because there's so many evasive cards that I have. But yeah, this Aladdin is pretty clutch. 2 strength, 2 willpower, 3 ink cost, also inkable. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore, and it's also 1 loreable. Loreable, is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. So, we're on to our heavy hitters almost. Green Tink. I play 3 of these. I still need 1 more for the full play set to put in my deck, but probably a strong card to have for me. It's great against matchups with Bodyguard. I'll explain why. My friend showed me this kind of like way of sneaking by a Bodyguard. So Tink is 4 ink, also inkable, 2 strength, 3 willpower, 2 lore. She's evasive. So only evasive characters can attack evasive characters. When you play this character, chosen character gains evasive this turn. So, let's say for example I have, hold on, let me fix this real quick. Let's say for example I have Aladdin. He's on the field. I've already had him on the field since last turn. If I play Tinkerbell, I can select a bodyguard. TLDR for a bodyguard is essentially I have to attack that character only. I can't attack any other characters on the opposing field. Essentially, a bodyguard is a character that when they play exerted. That way they are the only ones being attacked instead of the other characters that are exerted. So what Tinkerbell is able to do is make that bodyguard evasive. And if they're evasive, Aladdin can't attack an evasive character. Therefore, he can avoid the bodyguard. So Tinkerbell's pretty clutch for that. I like it. It's very niche, specific matchups, typically for Amber and... Does Steel have bodyguards? No, I think it's only for Amber then.
With a lie detector determined that was a lie.
So it's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's very situational. If I don't want a player, I can always ink her. That's great. But evasive and 2 lore, it's also a great thing too. Same thing with Pongo. He's very vanilla. Evasive, 2 strength, 3 willpower, 2 lore, 4 ink cost, also inkable. Comes in a starter deck. I have 4 of them. Great card to have. We're on to the last bit of my deck. Goofy.
Gosh, I thought you was a face.
Goofy. 4 cards. It took me a bit to get this. Shout out to my buddy and Stephen Krantz. And also, oh no, I'm forgetting another one. Someone. I'm sorry. I forgot how I got there. Oh, it was at the LCS. That's it. So I got Goofy, 5 ink, inkable, 3 strength, 4 willpower, evasive, and 2 lore. It's pretty standard to get high-powered evasive cards. I think the only one that's like a little bit stronger is Genie, which is over here. And then there's an 8 ink card called Aladdin, which is 4 lore, and that is spicy. Very, very spicy. My next 5 ink card is Mad Hatter. Inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower, 3 ink. Now, 3 ink is really strong. I'm sorry, 3 lore is really strong. You're able to get to like 20 in like, what, 1/3? No, that's not math.
Why can't help it if you're no good at math. I can't help it either.
3 out of 20. Let's just say 3 out of 20. So it's a big chunk to do for one turn. However, when this character is challenged, you may draw 1 card. So the drawback for this deck is that I don't really have a lot of draw power. So I play 4 of these, very situational. It's so fun though, so fun to play. Like if I didn't play Mad Hatter, I would play Goofy because that's evasive. If I didn't play those, I would play Dragonfire. Strong card. It's not inkable, but it is 5 ink cost. It's an action card. Banish chosen characters. Clutch in certain matchups. I run 3 right now. I don't know if I want to reduce it to 2, if I want to keep it at 3. I'm racing. So like sometimes it's like, do I want an extra copy in my hand and I'm not really going to use it? Oh no. I got 3 Genie. This I just acquired from the LCS, a buddy of mine. Really good deal. I think they're like $3 each right now, but he gave me a couple other cards for like $10, and save a lot of time too. So it's nice to have like people that I can see at LCSs who can help out improve my deck. I'm pretty new at TCGs, but everyone's super kind. Can't complain at all. Genie is a evasive card. 3 strength, 4 willpower, 2 lore. And when you play this character, you may return a chosen character to the player's hand. So I can do the opposing character or I can do my characters. It's not inkable, so it is pretty tough, but it is a good card to have. Like I said before in the middle of this video, I do only go up to 6 ink because I only run characters for 6 ink. The strategy that I'm going for is very fast, aggro, disruption, racing kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. That's the best of my ability. The last card that I have in my deck is John Silver.
Impressive. Very nice.
Shout out to my buddy Bleak. He was able to help me out with this card. I owe him for this. 6 ink, inkable, 5 strength, 5 willpower. I was wondering if I should run 2 or 3 of these. Right now I'm just doing 1. It's kind of hard to draw, but when I get this card, it could help for matchups. Essentially, when I play this character, and whenever he quests, so I can choose a character, an opposing character, and give them reckless, which means they have to attack next turn.
I have a plan. Attack.
And they cannot quest at all. And they're forced to attack. So if I have a character who is like, let's say, Mad Hatter, they have to attack Mad Hatter when it's exerted. So, yeah. A lot of these combos and like my engine of my deck, which is like kind of like an evasive strategy, it's good. It's won me a few matchups. It's new, like I said before, like we're in the honeymoon phase of Lorcana, and I was really hesitant in the beginning to play it, but my buddy is definitely convincing. So I have all this bunch of bulk. Now bulk right now, it's not a bad thing. When you're in the TCG, a lot of these cards, characters, items, they can be used for trades. They can be used to maybe change your deck. Maybe you want to go purple, green, or maybe you want to go steel, green. I have to keep saying green, but I mean emerald. And then there's also other red cards where I can like change out for my deck. So I don't mind having this bulk, if that makes sense. These cards are still, to me, valuable because, they're usable, they're playable. You can trade them, you can sell them, upgrade your deck somehow. I've helped out my buddy build out his Lorcana deck too, and it's all about finding your way in the game. I will mention that I also have these quote bulk cards. They're a little bit niche in terms of their playability. Well, the top 3 cards are pretty strong. As a matter of fact, all these character cards are strong, so I kind of feel like maybe I should hold on to them. Maybe I should trade them. Or maybe I should like not do anything with them right now and just kind of hold them. See what happens, because I could change my deck and go a different way. Yeah. Which reminds me, I need to update this because I do have some copies that I have additionally. I want to have like a play set of each card, so that way if I ever want to like change my deck in the future, I can do it easily. I love playing Lorcana. I haven't had a lot of friends in California, but I go to the LCS, talk to people, and just hang out and play the game. It's cool. I feel like it's a good opportunity to kind of like get out of your comfort zone and try something new. Last but not least, this past Friday, it was brutal. I lost 2 games, but I won 1, so it was cool. Actually, very close games though, to be honest. But I learned a lot. I kind of just want to experience what it's like to be fresh in the hobby. This didn't cost a lot of money. The starter deck was like $15. The packs were like $6 or $7 at Target. I got lucky, of course, but a lot of the cards that I needed, singles, trades. That's legitimately how it was. So last but not least, I have, let me take it out of the sleeve because I hate that glare. I have this card that I just got Friday. I didn't even know that they did this. It's a promo card. Participation. Nothing too fancy, but I like it. It's good to have. Will I play the card? I think I only have 1 copy of this, so. Yeah. It's nice. It kind of shows me my progress, if that makes sense. Look how far you've come since you built this Lorcana deck. I've made some friends too. Cool peoples. But yeah, if you stuck around the end of this video, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a little snack because, get a little hungry now and then. I love these. They're so good. But yeah, if you have any questions about building Lorcana decks, let me know. And my best advice to you is do your research. Put some time into finding out what deck you want to play or what type of play style you like, and make sure to use Pixelborn. It's an app that allows you to play for free. I did that for a little bit. I completely forgot to do that. So, yeah. I'll catch you later.